Why is Reunification Palace famous from the Fall of Saigon? Imagine a building that marks the end of a long and difficult war. That building is the Reunification Palace in Ho Chi Minh City, formerly Saigon. It is famous because it was the scene where the Vietnam War finally concluded on April 30, 1975. On that day, a North Vietnamese army tank crashed through the gates of the palace, symbolizing the collapse of South Vietnam's government and the start of reunification under communist control. This moment is one of the most powerful images from the war. The palace was originally called the Independence Palace and served as the residence and office of South Vietnam's leaders during the conflict. It was built in the 1960s with a mix of modern and traditional Vietnamese styles, designed to show strength and stability during turbulent times. Throughout the war, the palace was a key site for political decisions and military plans. It was where leaders made critical choices that affected the course of the conflict. When the North Vietnamese forces launched their final assault, the palace became the focal point. The image of the tank smashing through the gates became a symbol of victory for the North and a sign that the war was ending. General Dong Van Minh, the last president of South Vietnam, surrendered inside the palace. He ordered his troops to stop fighting and handed over power peacefully. This act helped prevent more bloodshed in Saigon. Today, the Reunification Palace is preserved as a museum. Visitors can see the rooms where important decisions were made, including the presidential offices and underground command centers used during the war. The building still looks much like it did in 1975, giving visitors a chance to step back in time. It stands as a reminder of how the war ended and how Vietnam was reunified under communist rule. In the larger story of the Vietnam War, the fall of Saigon and the events at the palace mark the final chapter. It was the moment when American and South Vietnamese forces withdrew and the country was united. The palace is a symbol of that turning point, showing how the conflict came to an end and a new chapter began for Vietnam.